From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DVICD PrimeTime Capper, and it is time for the premier sports betting show. And boy, oh boy, it is the Primetime Angles Live, and we are here on my favorite day of the week, Friday. You already know what time it is. So pretty much, let's go ahead and jump into it. We got a big boxing weekend ahead of us. I'm going to just start the show off with boxing news. We got Brandon, the Heartbreaker Figueroa, going against Luis Pantera Nery in a 122 super bantamweight clash that features some of the best in the division right now and one of the hottest divisions in all of boxing. They're going to clash in Carson for Figueroa's WBA title, but everybody knows Nery is a two-time WBC champion as well too. You know, those things, little things took that away from him, but it's okay. He's still undefeated, 31-0, and he's going against a guy who's 24-0 at this point in time. So this is going to be one of the bigger fights of the year, and it's going to be absolutely electric. So when you got Luis Nery, a guy who has one-punch power, he can actually end this fight at any given moment. But when you have a high-volume puncher who's long and tall like Brandon Figueroa, he's going to give this guy fits. This is going to wind up being a great clash. But my thing is, if Brandon Figueroa takes way too many punches in this fight, it could end a little bit early. And if he does the same to Nery, he'll be able to secure himself a victory because Nery does have a pretty good chin. But I don't know if it's ever been really tested yet as well too. This is a different beast because he was a dominant fighter at 118. Now he's sitting here at 122. And hopefully today there won't be any issues when it comes to making weight or anything like that. But you're up for a surprise as well too. I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but when he hits the scale, you guys will see a familiar name as well too. All right, so with that, Nery Figueroa looks to be one of the better fights of the year and of this, pretty much of the cards leading into the summer. All right, so we move on to the fight that's going to be the super fight next week, and that's going to be at the new Virgin Hotel, formerly the Hard Rock Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Very dear to me because I actually lived very close to that place as well, too. Spent a lot of time in that sports book, so I got a real familiarity with that area and everything like that. So it should be a fun night to open up the hotel as well, too, because the hotel is brand new, but they just made slight renovations to a hotel that was already pretty nice. So pretty much it's going to wind up being a very, very good fight. You have two of the best in the world at 140 in a super unification bout where every belt in the division is on the line here, and pretty much the winner will be the ultimate 140 guy and will be put into the top 5 literally in the pound for pound, just simply because being the undisputed champion of this great division. So there's a lot of things going into this for the 140 division, super lightweight, junior welterweight championship, and this will bloom a big, big epic day. And I know a lot of people are excited about this fight as well too. So you guys better tap into Taylor versus Ramirez next week on ESPN, and the Nery Figueroa fight will be on Showtime. So you guys already know they've made the big announcement. They will be having a AJ Fury fight set for mid-August in Saudi Arabia. Okay, that's what the look is right now. They're either going to go August 14th or they're going to go August 21st for this clash. So with that, you have Tyson Fury, the lineal champion, the WBC champion, and then you have Anthony Joshua, who was able to retain all of his belts, the WBO, the IBF, the IBO belt, and the WBA, I think, world belt as well, too, because they do have a regular champion in the WBA as well, too, in this division, but he doesn't get that much limelight because that scene really is an interim championship. So this is a class that's been in the waiting, and they are kind of meeting up in a mutual territory. No USA here, no UK here. They're going straight to Saudi Arabia to make this fight happen. There's a lot of things that, you can do in Saudi Arabia and things like that. Ben, there's a lot of things you can't do in Saudi Arabia as well, too. But this will be in front of some of the richest people in the world. So this fight has a lot of leisure to it. And I think that a lot of people are going to be very excited about this one as well, too. And I don't know what Deontay Wilder's situation is right now, but I thought that he was actually challenging this bout as well, too, because he never had a set date. So now they're moving forward with it. So I'm guessing that secretly he must have accepted some step-aside money or has the promise that he'll be the next man up for whoever wins this fight. And I think that's pretty much the only way we can go about things. I think that this is, I've thought about it, I think this might be the right thing to do before you set up a Fury Wilder 3. Let him go ahead and fight Joshua real quick, see if he can get past him. And then if Joshua winds up winning the fight, then we'll get the fight that we've been waiting to see for the last decade. AJ versus Deontay Wilder, which I will think will make a lot of money if you take this fight to Madison Square Garden or over to the Barclays Center in New York City or in Brooklyn, okay? So this one will be a clash for the ages, a heavyweight title match that a lot of us have been anticipating for a while. Just anybody who's at the top of the game like these two are, that makes us want to watch this fight. So I can't wait until this fight is actually booked and set, so then we can go ahead and start getting into the predictions and reasons why and all that good stuff. So with that, you guys can go ahead and check out hatclub.com. You guys can go ahead and get yourself that drip for 10% off on any $50 order or better in the show description links. Once again, get that drip over at hatclub.com. You'll get yourself a 10% discount on any orders $50 or better. All right, so with that, we will be right back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another in Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune into Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, let's go ahead and get into Blue Crew Daily. And Blue Crew Daily, the Dodgers are heating up. The Dodgers have had themselves 2 pretty good games. They were having some scoring issues, but they were able to score 13 runs in 2 games against the Mariners. They were able to get 13 runs to the Mariners 5. So they were plus 8 in that series. I think the mojo is coming back for the Blue Crew as well, too. I really do believe that this team is going to be in good shape moving towards the playoffs and everything like that. And I know I keep saying that, and I know it's really early to keep talking about it, but, the Dodgers are in 3rd place right now. And I know that I just want to go ahead and ease the minds of the Dodger fanatics who feel that maybe this might not be the year. But it is going to be the year because they have really good players here, and we're waiting for Cody Bellinger to get back as well, too. A guy that's really been sitting up there as one of the the bigger parts of the Dodger organization over the last 5 years. I know because I saw Cody's first game ever, and I remember laughing with another fan saying that, well, he'll be back to Albuquerque by next week. The guy wound up, the guy's still here. So, you need your leader here, Cody Bellinger. But let's talk about tonight's game. We have ourselves Clayton Kershaw, the man, Clay K, on the mound. And you know what? Clayton has been kind of struggling, but he still has a 2.68 ERA. 5 wins on the season, 3 losses, but that's pretty good for a guy who's missed the first 2 months of the season the last few years with a bad back. We've seen Clayton actually have to will himself back into, being Clayton Kershaw. But you know what? We're not going to get that guy that we had a few years back that was the most dominant pitcher in all of baseball, but we still have his mind. And he's still a great leader for this team as well, too. And it's great to see Clayton Kershaw still here because, you know what? I saw his first game as well, too. And I know I'll go down memory lane a lot, but Clayton Kershaw is a very important piece to the Dodgers to me and always will be, because the thing is, it's all started with him being a dominant pitcher that made the Dodgers more of a threat in baseball at the time where they were just a pretty good team finishing second most times and, getting in on a wild card or something of that nature. And, always had a battle against the Giants and the Padres and the Diamondbacks and even one year the Rockies. So, the Dodgers right now, they are in good shape. We're going to go ahead and see how this one shakes out. This is going to be a very good series this weekend as well, too. I think that the Dodgers should add on to it, and I think that we're in the midst of a nice winning streak ahead as well too. But buyer beware, the Dodgers are going to be a high value tonight, are going to be a high price tonight. I'm sorry, and you don't want to overbet this thing with the Dodgers tonight. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out, and it should be a really good game. Dodgers Marlins started 3-game set over the weekend. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the baseball plays for today. And we got the Yankees going against the Orioles. The Yankees and Orioles, one of the funnest rivalries in all of baseball. And let me give you a quick history note. When the New York Yankees first started their franchise, the Yankees franchise dates all the way back to the late 1870s, like the 1880s. They actually started off as the Baltimore Orioles, and they moved to New York and became the New York Gothams, and then eventually became the New York Yankees. So there goes a little bit of history for you guys as well, too, why these two teams kind of cross paths. And the Baltimore Orioles came about because their owner moved them to Baltimore after purchasing the team when they were the St. Louis Browns, who were absolutely awful take at the box office because they were challenging the Cardinals. So pretty much the St. Louis Browns are the Baltimore Orioles now. So I just want to give you guys those little fun gems right there. But let me get back to the point. We have ourselves a really good game today. You have the Orioles coming in here as a plus 150 dog in this spot. And then the Yankees, as usual, heavy favorite. And, the Yankees disappointed yesterday. They really got beat down yesterday by the Rays. They wound up losing that game 1-9 yesterday. So that's something that they want to bounce back from tonight against the Orioles team that they've taken advantage of. But once again, they're on the road. The Orioles 16-21 on the year. Yankees 20-17. Kluber's going to be on the mound for the Yanks. And then you got Kremer on the mound for the Orioles. So, everybody's going to go hard on the Yankees today because the pitcher for the Orioles is kind of inconsistent, even though he has 25 strikeouts over 9 walks. But both these teams are struggling when it comes to batting average. So, when you're betting overs and stuff in these games, you got to be careful because you got to hope that they got some hot bats going as well, too. But I think that all in all, this game will be much better than it looks on paper. It looks like it's going to be a Yankee one side, but I think that what happens here is that you'll have both teams scoring a little bit today, even though their batting averages are down. I think it's a Friday night. Let's entertain the crowd. Let's see how it shakes out. We move on to our next group, and that's going to be the game between the Angels and the Red Sox. The Angels coming into this game as an even money dog, and then you have the Red Sox coming in here minus 120 today. Both these teams are looking to advance a little bit this weekend as well too. So we have over under a 9.5. But I think to myself, what a wonderful world when it comes down to this one, because I really do like the Red Sox coming into this game. I think the Red Sox should be able to dominate. The Angels have been struggling mightily lately. They're hard to trust, even though they've had some good luck over here at Fenway. I just don't feel like taking them today. They have Canning on the mound, who has a 5.19 ERA and 30 strikeouts over 10 walks. But then the Nick Pivetta, the former Philly, is pitching for the Red Sox, and he's 35 strikes over 22 balls, but he's 5-0 on the season. So that means he's getting a lot of run support as well, too. So I can see that coming, and I think that he increases his early total to 6-0 by the end of the night. But I love Boston in the spot. They've been bet down to a -115 as we speak. When I set it up earlier, it was at -120. So y'all see how it goes. Let's go ahead and move on to our next spot, and this is going to be another really intriguing game for bettors. This is going to be an interleague game as well, too. Mets or Rays. Mets, Rays. You got Dave Peterson on the mound for the Devil Rays, and then you have on the mound, for the Mets, and then you have Tyler Glasnow on the mound for the Rays. Tyler Glasnow is one of the better strikeout pitchers in all of the MLB right now. 4-2 on the season, 75 strikeouts on a year, over 19 walks. Then you have David Peterson, who struggled this year, 1-3. 5.54 ERA, 32 strikeouts over 11 walks. But he's not getting great run support, and he does give up, a nice amount of runs on each outing early here in the season. So, when you got the Mets and Rays, I think that the Rays will be able to dominate in this game today. So that's why I'm taking them in this spot, but I'm taking them on the spread in this spot. So I think that they'll be able to get the money here. Let's see how it shakes out, and let's see what we got brewing in our next game. In our next game, we have ourselves a fun one here. It's going to be a game between the Braves and the Braves and the Brewers. And pretty much I got a little one-sided there, but it's all good. We got Chief Wahoo, but representing the Braves today, but it's all good. All love, brother. Don't worry about it. Friday is cool. So pretty much we have the Braves and the Brewers today, and this one should be a good one as well, too. I'm going to go ahead and take put some money on the dog today and go ahead and take the Braves with the they were at +120, but they've been bet down to +115 as well, too. I think the Braves are going to be good enough to beat the Brewers today. After having a little bit of a struggle this week, I think they step it up in this spot. We'll see how it shakes out. We'll see how it goes. We move forward to our next game, which should be a very, very, very back and forth situation. It's going to be between the A's and the Twins. The A's coming here as a slight favorite, -115 over the Twins, who are -105, and a team that's been struggling literally all season long. They're 12-23 to the A's, 23-16. You have an A's team that's actually won their last 3 out of 5, while the Twins have dropped 4 in a row, and that was to the White Sox this week. So I think that the Twins are just struggling mightily, and I think what happens here is the A's take advantage of that, and I think they get themselves a monster win here against the Twins, and that's why I like them a little bit on the spread today. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out, and we move on to our final game in the group, which is going to be the Cardinals and the Padres. Cardinals coming in at +150, while the Padres are -185. Now, this is the thing. These two did go at it last year in the wild card version of the playoffs, the first round. And the Cardinals were at the brink of beating San Diego twice, and they blew both of the games to give San Diego to get San Diego to the Dodgers in the divisional series. Now, pretty much this year, this is their first time against the Padres. They are seeking some revenge in this spot as well, too. So when you look at this one, you tell yourself that, you know what, you can scoreboard watch here, but play it smart and put your insurance side, which is the spread, on the Cardinals today. They could be within 1, or they could go ahead and win the game. You can even run line this bad boy as well, too, and get even more value here. So there it is, Cardinals at the Padres tonight, and let's see how this card will do, and hopefully it will make you some money, okay? So let's go ahead and check out Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has some of the best content from Paramount over the last 30 years. They have a lot of shows and things and different movies and different platforms and things like that, different content that you may be looking for on Netflix, but they ain't on Netflix no more. Now it's with their parent company, Paramount. So if you know about Paramount, you're going to get a lot of MTV stuff as well, too, and some Nickelodeon. So check them on out, Paramount Plus. Use the promo code VSX. And with that, I'll be right back. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we are back with the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live. And let's jump into the B-ball court. And right now, let's go ahead and check out Jrue Holiday, who had himself a great game last night. Went ahead and had 20 points, 4 rebounds, 14 assists to guide the Bucks to a 9-point win on the road last night against the Pacers. And that was a very, very good showing for the former UCLA Bruin, who has kind of been hidden a little bit this year now that he's in Milwaukee. But Milwaukee consistently has been a middling team this season, even though there were big expectations with the two-time MVP and big expectations with Jrue, because Jrue was supposed to enhance this team, and he has in a sense as well. I'll give him that, but you know what? The Bucks still loom the danger when it comes to the playoffs in a wide open Eastern Conference as well, too. So don't sleep on the Bucks. Jrue Holiday is just getting heated up. So we'll see how it goes for the rest of the year for this team. But as we inch closer to the end of the season, Jrue Holiday is getting into playoff form. And if you're a big fan of the Bucks, you should be very excited about what's about to happen for your team. All right, let's go ahead and get into the state of the Lakers. And the Lakers actually have the night off, and LeBron is a indecisive choice for tomorrow night as well, too. So we're pretty much figuring out if LeBron's going to play or not. But it looks like LeBron probably will be in this bad boy. He will be in this bad mama jamma slammer. So we'll see how it goes with that. And hopefully LeBron is back to kind of get into form a little bit. I know a lot of people are scared about the play-in, but I'm not scared. You shouldn't be scared about the play-in when you have a LeBron and an AD. Literally, you're going to just be ending somebody's season, so you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You know, so pretty much that's the whole thing. Today, we don't have much to say, but the thing is, they're going to be playing against the Pacers tomorrow, they're a hungry team, too. They're trying to stay afloat in the playoffs as well. The Lakers need to have on their hard hat, you know, as you say, and so they can make this thing happen and make sure that, you know, they can get back to the 6th seed. Blazers losing last night was huge for the Lakers in their efforts to get back into that spot, but it's going to be tough, you know. But the Lakers at the end of the day do wind up falling into a cherry spot, in my opinion. when they get to line it up with the Phoenix Suns, who have been limping to the finale of the season. I don't know if they're too ready for the Lakers in the first round, to be dead honest with you, because the Lakers are coming with a whole new entity that Phoenix hasn't seen in a while, and I think LeBron will be in LeBron form by the time we do start the playoffs. So no worries about a playing game. That just means that the Lakers get to flex their muscle a little bit more, and they have their back against the wall, and they show what good teams are supposed to do. So it is what it is at the end of the day, and that is the state of the Lakers. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our games for tonight. We got the Jazz at the Thunder. Jazz coming in here as a 14.5-point favorite on the road. And you know that's risky business. Yeah, risky business, and I can't touch it. So pretty much, though, I can't touch the home team that's 14.5-point doggy, though, and I think that's going to actually wind up happening. You got over under 221.5 as well, too. You don't expect a lot of scoring in the spot because OKC has been an absolutely dumpster fire on the offensive end of basketball the last month or two, even losing a game by 53 points. But I know they've shapen up since then, and they got a good possibility to maybe upset the apple cart tonight, but I think that it will take a lot for that to happen. But I think they actually do get the cover tonight. So we're going to see how it goes, see how it shakes out. Utah Jazz at the Oklahoma City Thunder, and this should be a good one. All right, we move on to our next game, and our next game is going to be the Raptors at the Mavs. Raptors at the Mavs seems to be another game that is going to be heavily on the dog today because it's 13.5. You got a Mavs team that can go ahead and do that, but I don't really trust them to do that either. That's the whole thing. I think that right here we can go ahead and tell ourselves that this one will be a game that will come down to who wants it more, and the Raptors can easily surprise the Mavs here in this spot as well because the Mavs are kind of coasting, cruising around, everything like that. 5th seed, chomping at the bit for the Clippers as well, too, because they know they want that get back with the Clippers from last year. So there it is. Raptors at the Mavs tonight. Big spread here, and I think that you have to go the other way if you want to pick a team here, and that's what I'm looking at right now on my ticket as well, too. The Raptors look like the bet here, and they are kind of getting bet down right now. They were at 14, 13.5. Last time I checked, they're at 13. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. We move from there. Now, let's go ahead and get to the next game. The next game is going to be the Clippers at the Rockets. The Clippers coming here, and I'm going to give Clipper fans the head up, even though they probably already seen it on their notifications. Paul George and Leonard are both out tonight for a rest. So Ty Lue wants to get his guys rested for the playoffs, and this is a dangerous game because you got a desperate team in the Rockets. So we'll see how it goes. Plus 10.5 to the Rockets at home, and there's no Kawhi there, so it's tough. I would say go ahead and scoreboard watch here because that's what it looks like to me. That'll be the best option. But I think, though, at the end of the day, a lot of you guys have to understand that this game right here should actually go over because I can feel like both these teams can score a lot of points tonight. So we'll see how it goes, see how it checks out, and we move on to our next game, which is going to be the Pelicans at the it's going to be the Grizzlies at the it's going to be the Grizzlies and the Kings. I'm going to go ahead and take the Kings with the plus 200 tonight. They've actually been bet down to 2.5, and I think that tonight they go ahead and get some get back. They lost to the Grizzlies last night by 6. I think they come back tonight, get themselves a big upset here, and we all move forward from there. So pretty much Kings at Grizzlies. Let's see how it checks out. Let's see how it goes. And then last but not least, we do have the Clippers versus the Rockets. Oh, I'm sorry. We already went through all that. I am so sorry. I'm trying to think. Did I miss anything? We got Pelicans Warriors. Yes, Pelicans Warriors. All right, so 224.5 Pelicans Warriors tonight. I think that this one will wind up being fun. You have a Pelicans team that's out of the playoffs now, so do they have the energy to keep showing up? I think so because you still have guys that are going to be around next season that want to keep building and everything like that. But no more Zion for the rest of the year. His babysitters went ahead and sat him down. You know, Zion was having a great season for a guy that had a lot of doubts And you know what? He just went ahead and added on to the resume. But this injury thing is going to have to really come to a cease, though, because a lot of people won't trust him on the next contract. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. Warriors chasing the AFC right now. Steph Curry is still playing out of his mind. And as I said yesterday, they're trying to make a monster move to become that team again at some point in the next few years. But they think they got a big opportunity in the playoffs as well, too. So we'll see how it goes, see how it shakes out. Warriors, Pelicans tonight. I like it a lot. I think it's going to wind up being a pretty good game. All right, so with that, check out Fubo TV. And with Fubo TV, you can get 7 days free on me. And once again, this is the best sports watching app in the world. You guys, just go ahead. You can download it on your phone. You guys can download it to your Fire Stick, whatever you need. And they do have a righteous price where they only charge you $55 a month for Fubo TV. And there's no credit check. And once you're done with Fubo TV, all they do is just cut off the service and move down the road. How good is that? So go ahead and check out Fubo TV, live TV and sports, and you guys can catch literally every hoop game that is on the air. Okay, so there it is, and we will be right back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners and I'll Have Another and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, we are here. And sorry, I'm stretching. You know, I've been up since 6 a.m. this morning. I had an 8 a.m. conference call. So pretty much we are back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DBICD Primetime Capper. And you guys already know what time it is. It's time to talk those tickets. All right, so we got the MLB PrimeTime PK6, 56-1, over 9 with the Yanks and the Orioles today. Braves money line plus 115, Cardinals plus 1.5 today, Rays with the minus 1.5, Red Sox minus 115, and give me them A's at minus 110. So we have ourselves a pretty good card here, 56-1. Let's see how we do today. It looks like we can make some money today off this card. We only have one over and under here as well too, and it looks like it's going to be a game that goes over. So let's see how it goes, 56-1. Let's see if we can get that bad boy home. All right, so let's go to the NBA. An NBA Super High Five today is a 39-1 ticket. I added in the Kings early, but you guys will not probably get the same number because the Kings are not at a 5.5 anymore. They've actually been bet down to a 2.5 as we go into tip. But I still think they do win this game tonight. I know that the Grizzlies are resting key players to get them back in shape, to get them in playoff shape and all that stuff, and not wear on them too hard. But I love the Raptors here with the plus 14. I like the Thunder here with the plus 14.5. Also like the under 224.5 with the Pelicans and the Warriors, and then the under 226.5 with the Clippers and the Rockets. And that's going to give us a 39-1 ticket right there. The NBA Super High Five, single what you like. All right, so let's go ahead and check out UWager. UWager is where the world bet's at, and you guys can use my promo code VSXPOP, which will get you a 50% match deposit that winds up being a very key asset to starting off your betting. So if you put up 300, they'll go ahead and match it with 150. You move on from there and just start reaping the benefits. That's all I can say. So UWager, where the world bet's at, go ahead and sign up with them today. So then you can go ahead and get that code to get anything you want out of you wager and get yourself a 50% match deposit. Everybody loves a match deposit. All right, with that, we're going to wrap this thing up. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been a great week. We haven't missed a show all week this week. Pretty much, I was dying a little bit. I wanted to still do shows in Texas, but time just was not my buddy there. So pretty much, I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in, keeping up with me and everything like that. We'll be back on Monday with some over the weekend news, and some more talking tickets, so you guys can move on down the road and keep getting your money. All right. So with that, this is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.